Hello, everybody, and welcome to SyncApps, another walkthrough Wednesdays. And for this Wednesday, we will be showcasing a brand new integration, which is Handshake integrations for NetSuite and Xero. So I'm Joanna, and I'll be your host for today. And with me is a special guest from Handshake, Miss Margot Glover. Thank you so much for being with us on this lovely day.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thanks, Margot. And for marketing purposes, we have recorded this webinar, so you can replay it anytime you want after being published in our blog on Friday.
Fantastic. Now, before we get into it, I just wanted to make sure for anyone who doesn't know too much about Handshake, just give a little bit of clarity about what we do overall, just to give a little bit more context. So Handshake makes software for manufacturers and distributors who sell B2B. We are totally focused on B2B only, so our software is optimized for things like customer-specific pricing, high-volume ordering, all the things that make B2B B2B. We have two main products. One is our B2B e-commerce products, gives you a website and an app that your B2B customers can use to place orders from you. And the other is an app that sales reps use in the field to sell from your digital catalog and see inventory levels and order history when they're selling to your customers. All of this order data flows back into an admin backend that we call Handshake Hub, and that data, of course, needs to make it over to your ERP. So while we connect with every ERP imaginable, whether it's QuickBooks, Sage, SAP, but for the purpose of today's discussion, we're going to be showing you our awesome integration with Xero and NetSuite that is made especially easy with SyncApps. So thanks, guys. We really love you for that. And also, if anyone's interested, we just totally redid our website at handshake.com, so you can check out a bunch of info there as well. All right, now we can get to it.
Thanks, Margot.
Thank you.
So a little bit on overview on what we're going to be tackling for today is, firstly, I'm going to showcase you a little bit of overview on Handshake for NetSuite and Xero integration. Next, Margot will be showcasing in how you can set up your e-commerce business for Handshake integrations. Next, I will also be showcasing the SyncApps integrations available with Handshake. And last but not the least, we will have a question and answer portion, but please feel free to ask any question at the chat box throughout the entire webinar. Okay. So Handshake for NetSuite and Xero integration. Major features are as follows. So firstly, you have the ability to automatically sync your sales representative's B2B e-commerce portal from any mobile device in Handshake to NetSuite or Xero. Aside from this, you can write Handshake orders even offline and automatically sync back to NetSuite once back online. Isn't that amazing? Thirdly, you can sync customer information bidirectionally between Handshake to NetSuite or Xero. Next, you can sync your items together with their inventory level and pricing from NetSuite or Xero to Handshake. And also, you can map additional NetSuite custom fields and save searches with Handshake. So here I have a flowchart on basically describing the NetSuite to Handshake data flow with SyncApps. So with SyncApps, we bidirectionally sync your custom fields and the customer's information from both NetSuite and Handshake. So if you have your items and the inventory level in NetSuite, now that will be integrated to your Handshake B2B e-commerce portal. And then once your sales representative has an order made in Handshake, it will be integrated into NetSuite, and your inventory level and items will be automatically updated. So that's the beauty of the NetSuite to Handshake integration. For Xero to Handshake data flow, it's quite similar to NetSuite, but we only bidirectionally integrate your customer's information from Xero to Handshake, and Xero's product catalogs will be integrated into your Handshake portal, wherein you can take orders and those orders will be synced back to Xero. So everything is automated and everything will be updated in real-time syncing with SyncApps. So here I have a pre-set up NetSuite to Handshake integration in my SyncApps account for demo purposes. So firstly, I named my sync profile NetSuite to Handshake, but you can name it any name that you like and just select the sync type to be NetSuite to Handshake. Click on Next so that you will be redirected to step 1 of setting up your sync profile. In here, you'll be asked to input your NetSuite credentials. Of course, the account ID is required for integrating with NetSuite. And for the authentication type, you have two options. First is the username and password, wherein you are required to input your username and your password and the newly added feature in newest NetSuite's API rollout, which is the application ID. The application ID is now required for authenticating your NetSuite API. Another authentication type is the token-based authentication, wherein you'll be needing to input your consumer key, your consumer secret, your token ID, and your token secret. So all of which you can find in our robust knowledge-based articles on how to find these fields in your NetSuite account, of course. So I'm just going to go back to using my username and password. And then here down below, we see there is a user role ID to be used. This is optional because it's an option for you, and we want you to input if you'd like SyncApps to connect to a specific NetSuite role ID for integration. So if you don't want to have a specific role ID to be used, then you just feel free to leave that blank. Next, you have an option to use NetSuite's sandbox account. This is for you to have a test environment before you push it out to your live NetSuite account. Next, also you will be needing to select a specific record to sync. So for this, you have three options. One is to sync all of your NetSuite's customers. Another is to sync your specific NetSuite customer subscriptions. And lastly, you have the option to sync specific NetSuite saved searches. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and choose all of my customers. Click on Next, and we can then proceed to step 2. So in step 2 of your sync profile, which is all about Handshake connectivity, all you need to do is copy your API key from Handshake and paste it over in SyncApps. That is how easy it is to connect to Handshake. Click on Next so we can proceed to step 3, wherein we will be required to add additional configuration settings to our sync profile for your integration between NetSuite and Handshake. In here, you have a lot of options, a lot of customizations available depending on the requirement that you have for your integration needs. You can also have or consult with Margot, of course, from Handshake in case you have few configurations that you like from Handshake to NetSuite, and of course from our support and sales engineers as well. So in here, you can have additional customizations, additional features. You can go and choose so much from all of these checkboxes right here that is very applicable to your specific integration. So if you have any further questions on step 3 for setting up the additional configuration settings for a sync profile, please feel free to hit us a message at support@cazoomi.com or book us at cazoomi.com/services for a dedicated phone call on integrating Handshake with NetSuite with SyncApps. So, Let's just click on next here so we can move on to step 4, which is of course field mapping. So with the Handshake and NetSuite integration, additional field mappings are already preset for you. So you have 3 options right here. You have the customer field mappings. You can add additional fields if you like. You also have the product. So all of these are already pre-mapped for you between NetSuite and Handshake. And lastly is the order. So you can add any field mapping or any fields or custom fields that you like for your integration between NetSuite and Handshake, and SyncApps will automatically integrate those for you. So if you click on next, then you will be redirected to your sync scheduling step 5. So in here you're required or allowed a sync interval depending on your integration need, of course. So for our enterprise plans, the beauty of the enterprise plans is actually our real-time syncing. So if you like that for your business, then go ahead and just upgrade to that anytime. So let's just hit finish right here. And of course, sync now. And that is it. That is how easy it is to set up your NetSuite to Handshake integration with SyncApps. All you can do then is go to your NetSuite account or to your Handshake account and see if both your records from the 2 applications have been successfully integrated with SyncApps. So for our Xero to Handshake integration, it's basically very similar to NetSuite to Handshake integration as well. In here, I have a pre-set up sync profile for the integration with SyncApps, and of course, I have named it Xero to Handshake. Again, you can name your sync profile with any name that you like, as long as it helps you to remember what type of sync profile that may be. And of course, for this one, I will be selecting Xero to Handshake integration as my sync type. So, connecting to Xero is super simple. In a click of a button, which would be Connect to Xero, all you need to do is click on that, and you will be redirected to Xero, wherein you're required to log in using your username and password, and just allow SyncApps access to your data in Xero. We can then hit Next and proceed to step 2. So again, very easy. All you have to do is input your API key from Handshake and copy that and paste it over here back to SyncApps. So for step 3, we also have additional configuration settings which can be helpful for you in your integration between Xero and Handshake. So here you have a lot of options, a lot of customizations that you can choose depending on the requirement that you have for the integration itself. So in case you have, if you hit any snags or any questions with regards to Handshake, Margot Glover can always help you out with that, and our support gurus as well can jump in and help you with setting up your integration. So again, please feel free to message us at support@cazoomi.com or book us at cazoomi.com/services, and we will be so happy to help you out with setting up your integration. So in here, it's super easy. You just read all of the checkboxes and see which are applicable in your integration between Xero and Handshake. We can hit Next and go to the field mapping. So again, like NetSuite to Handshake, Xero to Handshake also enables your field mappings automatically. But for this type of integration, we have 4 object types right now. So we have customer, product, order, and line item. So with this, you can always add or map additional field mappings that you'd like for your integration. So if you need a specific field from customer to be integrated in both of the applications, you can definitely do so. For the product, again, we have already pre-set up some fields to automatically be integrated from Xero to Handshake. But aside from that, you can also choose if you'd like to add something more to the default and basic field mapping, so on and so forth. So we can click Next. And again, for the sync scheduling, it is up to you and what time, what day you'd like your sync to occur for a Xero to Handshake integration. If you like real-time syncing, that is available in our enterprise plans. So please feel free to upgrade your plan anytime. So let's just click on Finish right here. And of course, click the Sync Now button. So that is how super easy it is to integrate your Xero to Handshake. No more manual inputs and manual efforts in both of the applications with SyncApps. So SyncApps will automatically, automate your records for Handshake integrations with SyncApps.
And I would say that the best advantage about using SyncApps is that it is completely turnkey. Like Joanna mentioned, the ability to map custom fields of data in your ERP, it's extremely flexible. You can set the sync schedule, it's automatic. It is entirely cloud-based, which is my favorite part. There's no hardware that you have to worry about. It's just really simple and easy to use. And all you do is log into SyncApps, you plug in your API key from Handshake, you say what you want to sync, and then you turn it on, and things pretty much run very smoothly after that. It's so smooth that's why I don't even have any sort of demo or anything prepared, because I figured that SyncApps could do most of the showcasing, because I truly mean it when I do say that they are really amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with Margot. It's very easy to actually automate, your integration with Handshake to NetSuite with the help of SyncApps. So with SyncApps, you can easily set it up, your sync profile for Handshake to NetSuite or Handshake to Xero in less than 30 minutes. Just be sure to have your requirements available together with your APIs from both Handshake, NetSuite, or Handshake and Xero, and you will be ready to go. So for a dedicated demo on one of our sales engineers and how you can integrate your Handshake to NetSuite and Handshake to Xero, you can always book us at Cazoomi.com/services. So one of our support team will also be sending you a link down the chat box, so be sure to head down there. And also you can always book or you can always send a message to our 24/7 support rockstars at support@Cazoomi.com. So thank you so much, Margot, for that very thorough and discussion and description on Handshake to NetSuite and Handshake to Xero with SyncApps. So aside from NetSuite to Handshake and Xero to Handshake, SyncApps also integrates JCurve solutions with Handshake. So if you have that app available, we can integrate that easily for you. So for the pricing, all of our Handshake integrations are available in our professional plans, which start at $50 per month per company, and also in our real-time enterprise plan, which starts at $100 per month per company. If you need more information about our pricing for Handshake integrations, you can always ask us through the chat box or through our support team. So I believe that concludes our Walkthrough Wednesday series for this week. And if you have any questions with Handshake, please feel free to send Margot a message at margot.glover@handshake.com. Is it that right?
Yeah, and
Margot?
I just also, that's correct. I just put the email in the chat. And I just wanted to mention, if you do want to learn more about Handshake, of course, shoot me an email. And I'm also sure that while I'm not on our accounts team, I can definitely get you some kind of promotional pricing offers since you attended today's webinar. So if you do email me, just please make sure you mention that you were on the webinar today, and we can make that happen. So thanks very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Margot. We really appreciate your time being with us. And we're truly honored to be graced by your presence with Handshake's presence in this Walkthrough Wednesday. And we look forward to more Walkthrough Wednesday series with you guys.
Great. Same to you, and thank you so much.
So now, do you have any questions for our webinar for today? So it seems that there isn't any question. You can always ask us, if you have further questions or clarifications in the future. You can always send us a message at support@cazoomi.com, and we will be glad to help you out on your integration with Handshake through SyncApps. So this concludes our Walkthrough Wednesday series for today. I'm Joanna, and I truly thank you for being with us, and I hope to see you again next time. So Margot, a huge thank you to you again.
Yes, thank you, and thank you to everyone that attended. Appreciate all your time.
Appreciate it as well. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.